This episode is brought to you by Google Pixel, the official fan phone of the NBA and WNBA. The new Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro are built different. How? Take the Audio Magic Eraser tool. It helps block out distracting crowd noise so your play-by-play commentary sounds crystal clear. The only phone engineered by Google brings out the audio you care about so your videos sound as crisp as they look. Learn more at googlestore.com/pixelnba. Audio Magic Eraser requires Google Photos app. May not work on all audio elements.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on this Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley match. Yeah, I did a video version of this already, but I wanted to go and do a more deeper in-depth version of that video. So, yeah, overall, like, talking on, the previous events, talking on pretty much everything that I can talk on about this, boxing event. But, yeah, it was very entertaining. I had, especially even, like, the undercards. Like, there was that one heavyweight one. The guy, I don't know where that guy is from, but his name is, like, Dubois or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, his last name, I've only said that name very few times in my life. So, but he did good, though. Like, he did really good. I'm like, it don't really surprise me, though. Because I think the guy that he was going up against was, like, 10 years older than him. So he might be, getting close to that time in his life where he's hanging up the gloves and stuff. It's like you're going up against somebody that's, young, got all this energy. So, yeah, I think, but, it was all in good spirits, like, after that. Then there was the one guy that went up against the Russian person. That fight was good, too. I thought that fight was going to drag on a little bit longer, but it didn't. And wasn't there another fight? I feel like there was another fight. Well, I know there was the two Hispanic girls, and I know there was the one girl that was training with Jake Paul. She did good. Because she was just like, my dad was even noticing it. But the girl that was training with Jake Paul, like, I don't remember her name because I'm like, it's my first time seeing all those guys except Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul. But no, the Hispanic girl, the one that won, like, she was picking the one girl apart, like. Dang, like, you was going in depth with that fight, because I was like, she wasn't playing around, but I heard she, like, from what I've seen and heard from her, like, or heard about her, she's good, so I'm like, that's somebody you don't want to be messing around with and stuff, but anyways, yeah, then it got to the main event, Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul. So, here's my thing, Jake Paul, he's a good fighter. We ain't going to take that away from him. I ain't going to be like, oh, nah, he ain't good. Because I'm like, he didn't get knocked out by Tyron Woodley. So I will have to give Jake Paul his props. Now, there was a point in time, though, in that match where I was like, hey, yo, like, if Tyron Woodley hits a couple more of them hits, it's over. Like, Jake Paul, you like, shut up. Don't say nothing. Don't try to challenge nobody. Like, I think if Tyron Woodley, if he would have been a little bit more, like, attacking in that fight. Because it was like, bro, you were defending yourself, but, like, Jake was scared of you, bruh. Like, Jake was so scared of him. If you watch that fight, notice how Jake Paul, bro, was doing laps in that ring. He was doing laps. He wasn't standing still trying to fight. He wasn't attacking Tyron Woodley. No, he was doing laps. Like, he'll do laps, throw a punch here, do another lap, throw a punch there. Tyron Woodley would at times, like, try to go in for the attack. But the times where he needed to and he didn't, like, that was the time to go in. Then the times when he wanted to go in for attacks, like, bro, wrong timing. Like, because I feel like with boxing, it's definitely like a chess like based game. Like, you gotta be tactical. You gotta know what you're doing. Like, you gotta have like that whole ring. Like, and I mean, yeah, it's a 4-corner ring, but still, like, so many different things and so many different like moves can happen to you that you wouldn't even see it coming. So I'm pretty sure they got that all down 100%. But it just seemed like with Woodley, though, like, he just wasn't attacking. And I'm like, bro, like, you have nothing to be scared of, bro. Like, I would admit, like, I think anybody in a situation like that would be, feeling a little bit nervous and stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, what is there to be nervous about? Like, you're in Cleveland, okay? You was at Madison Square Garden at one point in time. Like, why would you assume that this is like bigger than, no, probably the check may be bigger, but for a fact, like, bruh, like, this match isn't, no different than any other match. So that's why I'm like, bro, like, if he was nervous, if he was going into that fight, like, like, dang, like, what should I expect? What should, like, now it's fight day. Like, yeah, I know he was, he could go ahead and say, like, prior, before, or after, but it's like, when you're in that ring, and all y'all is just doing is running around. Like, y'all throwing a couple of hits here and there, like, but y'all, most of the time, just running around and stuff. Like, I understand, you trying to save your stamina and all of that, and make sure you don't, like, overwork yourself in those situations, but still, though, I'm like, there's so many times where, like, there's so many opportunities where one or the other could have knocked each other out. I mean, Woodley had his opportunity to knock Jake Paul out where he went up against the ropes and stuff, but he kind of just allowed him to get back in things. I'm like, nah, as soon as I would have seen Jake Paul cross them ropes, I had just been going off on his head, bruh. Off. Like, nah, you ain't coming back from that. Like, nah, you gonna be against them ropes. That's it. Like, my thing is, like, cause there's the meme going around, you could legit look at, Woodley just standing there looking as soon as he was against them ropes. Like, my hand, as soon as his back would have hit them ropes, like, my hands would have came in, like, not even seconds, bruh. Like, the smaller seconds, the 0.00 seconds, them seconds, that's how fast my hits would have been coming in, bro, trying to go across his head. I'm like, I can't just allow him to come back from this. And that was the thing, though. Like, I know even they were saying it, the commentators, like, Jake Paul wasn't used to this. So I think, like, to whoever his next fighter is, what you need to do, drag them fights out, okay? And I think probably Jake Paul, he will overall work on that. But what the next fighter needs to do, drag them fights out, attack him at the very end. Attack him at the very end, knock him out the very end, do whatever. But I'm like, that's what y'all need to do. And that, leads me to, like, my next question. It's like, who is Jake Paul's opponent, his next opponent at least going to be? Because I'm like, you went up against Woodley, you won. And that's what I said in the video with this fight. I feel like this would be Jake Paul's first fight. Like, your first few fights, okay, his very, very first boxing match, he went up against Deji. He won that because Deji just wasn't in shape to box. But I feel like if Deji would have been in a little bit more in more shape to box, oh yeah, 100% he would have killed Jake Paul. And then he went up against Nate Robinson, Nissan Gibb, and Ben Askren. You went up against those guys. They wasn't even taking you serious, bruh. Like, they wasn't. Nissan Gibb, he most likely was thinking, oh, this is the Jake Paul that that Deji was dealing with. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Then you came in attacking. So at that point, it was like, oh, okay, no big deal, no biggie. Then you went up against Nate Robinson. And he probably was thinking the same thing. Oh, this is just a YouTuber. He ain't nobody special. I've been in fights before. I know this game and stuff. He went in there not taking it serious. Ben Askren, I don't even think he honestly cared for that boxing match. Like, he probably was like, look, bro, I'm getting the bag. This is headlining a UFC fighter going up against this YouTuber turned boxer and stuff. Ben Askren got the bag. He ain't got nothing to trip over. And then with Woodley and stuff, I'm like, bro, he just came off as that he was like nervous and things. Like, I could just tell by like his mannerisms, like, he wasn't trying to like go in for it and stuff. I'm like, bro, in a situation like that where it's like you gonna talk about how you gonna knock somebody out and stuff, because both of them guys are saying that. Both of them did not knock each other out. And that's why I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, I just think boxers need to stop. Like, I think what it is that you need to get the hits in. Because I think that's what a lot of boxers, what they try to do is that, oh, I got to go for, like, the kill. Like, I don't think all of their punches are, like, haymakers. But I think they try to cause enough pain to where their haymakers are, like, they overall knock them out and stuff. I'm like, no. What you guys, because it comes down to how many punches you overall landed and connected with. And I think boxers, they're so quick to like, oh, I'm gonna knock this person out, I'm gonna knock this person out. I'm like, no, what boxers need to start doing, because I'm like, these knockouts, I feel like that people are training enough to where like, okay, these knockouts, like, they're not gonna affect me. But then it's gonna get to a point where it's like, okay, they're doing all this training, I really don't know how you train to not get knocked out. I mean, I'm not no boxer, but I'm pretty sure there's something to that extent and going on in, training for boxing. But it's gonna get to a point where it's like, okay, the person's punching you all across your head and stuff, you ain't going down. I'm not saying like stop doing the workouts and the trainings that you are doing, but I'm saying it's gonna get to a point where they doing all of that, punching you across your head. Then you gonna be a little bit like weird, as you get older, because you just taking all them hits and stuff. So yeah, that's, I'm like, man, these like with these boxing matches, I'm like, yeah, honestly, you don't want to, like, but I mean, that's the whole game. It's like, you gotta cause pain to these guys. But yeah, I'm like, but it's just the whole running around stuff. I'm like, hey, yo, y'all needs to fight. Like, ain't nobody trying to pay no like $60 just to see people running around. It feels like the more and more the expensive these fights get, the less that they do in the boxing matches. Like, they're all like, oh, okay, like, I'm getting the pay-per-view buys. I'm getting, like, the fact that the undercards are more entertaining than the main events. Like, bro, I be watching some of them undercards. I'm like, even for the Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fight, them undercards was entertaining. I think even for the Nate Robinson, oh yeah, that, like, well, I mean, it wasn't the main event, but still, like, the other fights was more entertaining and stuff. Like, because everybody's just trying to go for these knockouts. They're not trying to, like, let it go out the distance, pick these boxers apart and stuff. Like, oh, let me go for the body. Oh, now I gotta go to the head. Oh, now they're blocking the head. I gotta, just keep picking them apart until they just fall down. They be like, I can't take it no more. This is just too much pain, bruh. So I'm like, that's all I'm saying, But I'm like, everybody just trying to go for these knockouts and stuff. I'm like, fam, like, y'all need to, y'all need to just come up with a better game plan. I think at the end of the day, that's what everybody, need to do. I'm no professional boxer, but I'm like, that's what I've noticed with these boxing matches and stuff. It's just, it's not like, it's not interesting and stuff. Like, no disrespect to any boxers out there and stuff, but I'm saying, at least I gave credits to the boxers that's, the undercards and stuff, the ones that's like, oh, okay, like, they, their opponents are probably ones where it's like, oh, I ain't got nothing to worry about because this ain't gonna be no big match. But it's like, you gotta go into it, like, prepared, like, you going up against a great, like, you're going up against a Muhammad Ali or a Mike Tyson or, somebody of some sort, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Like, you gotta just act like that you're going up against some of the greats, train, go crazy with it and stuff and so on. But people ain't doing that. I'm like, dang, man, it's like, what are these some of these boxing matches, bro? Like, I'm like, I be watching them at times. I'm like, man, they don't, like, I feel like it's just so much more entertaining when you see them go the distance, because then when they get to that final part, because I'm trying to think, like, every big boxing match I've ever sat down and watched, like, I remember even all the way back to the Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fight, and ended no knockout. But I was, like, curious on how it was going to end. Once I seen it end at the way it ended, I was like, oh, dang, that's crazy, And then with Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, I was just like, oh, okay, that was interesting. And then I think, was it Anthony Joshua? I think it was him and his fight, and how, hold on for a second, Anthony Joshua, I think it was his fight. Because I remember I think he had some fight, and I was like, oh, okay, that was good. Was it this fight? Match? I think it was. And I think, did he win or lose? Hold on. Blah, blah, blah. Can't remember who won. Blah, blah, blah. Saudi Arabia. Okay. 32 pre-fight. Okay. Bro, it's like, all I'm just trying to look for is to see who won or lost. Like, bout between Joshua's for Joshua. Okay, yeah, so he did win, because I think that was like, yeah, he got knocked out. I could have just looked up Anthony Joshua on Wikipedia, and it probably would have been so much more easier to figure out professional boxing. He went up. Oh, he fought like 2 more people after that. I was about to say, wait a second, dang. Oh, but no, he fought like towards the end of last year. But no, that was like, that fight was in 2019. Was that fight in 2019? I guess it was. Then he fought in September. NA. What does NA mean? Nobody wonder. Oh, it might have been like a draw or something. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I was like, I thought that, fight was good. Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. Like, it went to 12 rounds and stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. I appreciate that and stuff. At times but I just think that's what it is with these fights. They just need to go a little bit and not be like no first round knockouts and stuff. Because I'm like, dang, feels like I'm paying more for the undercard fights than I am the main event, because I'm like, bro, the undercards, I'm like, man, I watch that stuff on YouTube if it came down to it. But I'm like, if they post it, but if not, I'm like, hey yo, like what y'all doing? Like, y'all need to go the distance with these fights and stuff. But anyways, yeah, until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Let me know what you guys think about these boxing matches and stuff. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 35 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter. 36? I think it's 36 now. Hold on for a second. Let me check. I think it is 36. Yeah, 36. I don't know why I keep saying 35. I'm like, bro, I would just be creating channels and be forgetting and stuff. But anyways, make sure you subscribe to one of my 36 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you also follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. And if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. And we'll knock $20 off of your first purchase, meaning only one ticket. People have been getting on me talking about, oh, it don't work. Yeah, because you're trying to use the promo code for multiple tickets. It's only going to work for one. So chill out. People want to act all weird and stuff. And then also make sure you use my promo code for supporter creator TMossBoss on Epic Games. And yeah, meantime, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.